Hello guys, Team Shenanigans here, and
Hello,
I'm Stefano Vinci. I'm here with William
I'm William Pizzi.
and
Marco
Maiolona,
Maiocco.
alias Maiolona, and we are here to talk about Kalgara, which is the deck that we bring to Bologna. I finished it in top 8, which is a pretty nice result with this deck, and Maiolone ended up with 8-2 score, which is also pretty good. And the deck is Kalgara. I don't want to waste any more time, and I'm going to start talking about our deck list, starting with 4 upper yard and 4 shura. These are the structure of the deck. Upper yard is basically a must-have for this deck. Pretty synergic with also the one cost event that bring it for free. And so you basically found this card in any Kalgara deck list. This is not true for Shura, which is a card that we choose to have in all 50 cards. Because without that, have the consistency, it's better to have different cards that might be useful sometimes as useless other times. So we are pretty happy to bring 8 searchers. Moving on, we have the 4 holy and 4 home. Those cards are not pretty good by themselves, but work really well together. If 6k for 4 dons is not anything so exciting, but if 6k and 5k for 4 dons is something that is pretty good. So I recommend to play 8 copy of these two cards for sure. And then we have 4/5 cost Kalgara, which is probably the best card of the deck. New addition from OP12. That is the reason because the deck is good right now. 3/6 cost Kalgara, the old one, still big bodies, and 2 wipers. Nothing much to say about this card. This is just incredible. It brings at even on the curve in both scenario turn 3 and allow you to draw a ton of cards. So this card is incredible. So that's why we choose to split with 4/5 cost and 3/6 cost. They are pretty good in the deck by themselves and really work together with the healers. We will see them later. So I think this split is pretty good. And then we go for 2 wipers. We had the idea to cut them in a moment when we're testing the deck. Because we want to try something else like 5 cost ace.
The Ace Rush.
The ace rush. But overall, this card is really good. Keep in mind that you need enough Shandian warriors to use your leader effect. And Viper is 1 Shandian warrior. So having access to 4 Kalgara and 2 Viper, they are both good 5 costs, is pretty good one. So I was pretty happy to run 2 of these overall.
At the end of the day, it's a 7k that cycles itself for another card, so it's far the better option here.
Yeah, even if you don't have the upper yard or your opponent don't have any stage, it's pretty good by itself. So it's a 7k that comes basically for free thanks to your Kalgara leader. Yeah, moving on, we have the 2k counters of the deck that are 4 cost Viper, 4/6 cost Viper, which is a new one from OP12, and 4 Zeus. This card is an old one that is okay card. We don't play it very often, but is an option that you have when you play the deck, so might be useful sometimes. This one is a bigger guy. Is a 7k for 6 costs. Doesn't look like incredible, but you will see that it's pretty good one when you play it basically for free thanks to your leader effect. So this one is a good addition overall. And then we have the Zeus, which is by far our best 2k counters. It does something that other cards doesn't do, which is deal with your opponent threats. And this comes useful very often. You can play it against Lucy to kill the setup, like the 4 cost Puzan. You can use it to the 4 cost Shanks. It's also very good against Bonnie. So it's impossible to run less than 4 copy of Zeus in our opinions. And then we have the healers of the deck. the old one Nocciolino, the Nolan, and the new addition, which is the Kuma. This card is it's better right now because we have more copy of Kalgara, so it's basically always ready to use his effect. And have access to 7 copy of the healer is pretty huge right now because those cards are not searchable. So keep in mind that you have to draw it, and you will want to do thanks to your 5 cost Kalgara, which allow you to draw many cards, and overall give you also consistency because you can do your best plan with a deck, which is to go to 0 lives very fast. And at that point, you can use the Kalgara effect basically for free because, as you see, taking the life is not a cost. So basically, when you have 0 lives, you can put London under Kalgara, attack, and put 1 big bodies for free. You take the life, but you don't have it, so basically it's free for that. And then you heal yourself. At that point, you should have like 11, 12 cards in your hand and some good defensive event open, so you're basically immortal. And this is I think the basic play of the deck.
Yeah,
So
the deck play like this in order to heal yourself because your leader consume your lives. So have healers is essential for this game plan.
And depends of the number of healer you have. You can think to manage the game in different way because if you have 2 or 3 healers, you can drain the cards of your opponent until you have a healer and go again to 1 life and the event, and then you can smash in 1 turn when you drain so many cards for this plan. So to go to 0, go to healer, gain 1 life, starve your opponent with drain the cards, and then repeat again until your opponent die.
Yeah, I think this is the basic pattern of the deck. So having access to more than just 4 Nolan is pretty huge right now. I recommend at least 6 healers. 7, I think it's the right number, but if you don't want to spend money for Kuma, for example, 2 are maybe enough, but at least 6 is the quantity that we recommend. And then we have the last 6 cards, which are the defensive events. We have 2 Eltor, 2 The Earth Will Not Lose, and 2 Red Oak. These 2 are pretty common in the Kalgara decklist. You will see basically in any build. We choose to add this Red Oak. This was the Maiolane idea of the card that in the first moment I don't like, but I just changed my mind over some games because this one basically does a different thing. Is good in a different moment of the game. The idea is to have access to more removal spell, which is not only for Zeus, but it's even 2 Red Oaks. So overall, I think this split is good because you have events that are good in different stages of the game. This one is pretty huge when you go in the odd curve and you have 5 downs. You can play this for 4 downs and use the leader effect with the last one. And you can interact with your opponent, which is something that you don't do really often. So it's good in the early, but also in the late game is a plus 3k, which is a pretty good one. This one basically is always good. It's also synergic with the upper yard, which is obvious, but sometimes it's relevant. And Eltor is the best defensive event because it gives you plus 4k, which has also trigger. Sometimes it happens. So overall, this split gives you, I think, more chance to have cards that do different things. And so we are pretty happy with this split overall.
Yeah, I just want to add that at the end of the day, if you have to play for 1 Don Kalgara, at 5 Dons, you have 4 Don left. So if you have to remove like Zeus, you consume 2 Dons, and with the other 2 Dons are more of the time useless. So using 4 Dons is not such a big drawback instead of having Zeus. So you can just pay 4 and do not eat your life and keep pushing and still removing the board.
And another important thing of the Redoc is the cost of the life, because against different matchup like Zoro, you like to destroy Tashigi or Cavendish or something like that with no take the life, because it's so important to take the number of life high against your beat leader or against deck like Rayleigh. If you want, if you don't have the home with the Kalgara on turn 5 zones, you can play the Red Oak and keep 2k in your hand and 1 life 2. It's so important against Grace's matchup.
Yeah, so I think that we basically said everything about the deck. If you have any question, feel free to text us on X or Metafy. We also wrote a team guide of this deck. We did it before Bologna because we really think that the deck is great, and we had to confirm after the event because it performed really well. We did like H2 buff in the first day, but we also faced so many guys that playing Kalgara and was like 7-0 or something like that. So probably the deck is better than how people think about it, and it's super fun. So I recommend to try it at least.
Perfetto.